Fantastic. Okay, great. Thank you so much to all three, the artists, I can say, that played this evening. It was absolutely wonderful to listen to all three of you. First one, Mark, you played the Beethoven, the E major. Very well played. Really, you play with beautiful stylistic insight. You have an ease in your playing that's extremely attractive and extremely nice to listen to. I really think you capture the mood for me also of E major. I always feel that when a composer writes something, he chooses a specific key and it adds to the specific character, and E major has the stateliness for me always in terms of music that I would like to hear. And I think that you really grasp that in your performance, that it's never too forceful, but really just beautiful shaping. Also, you're extremely musical, and I think that you really create beautiful phrase structure of tension and relaxation in your playing. I like your sound control and very good voicing also. Be careful. I do find sometimes in the slightly faster passages that your technique does not always carry you as well as it can. So always keep on working on the technique, that you always feel that you can do everything musically that you would like to do. I get the feeling, maybe I'm wrong, but that you sometimes hold back slightly on the tempo, that you can be even more confident if you've got to trust your technique even more. Um, Also, just listen very carefully to pedaling. I find that you play very nice with stylistic insight, but be careful already in the opening chords that you don't use romantic pedaling of putting down the pedal too soon. Try to pedal a little bit more on the offbeats and keep it with the finger legato. I think it's going to make the texture just always very nice and transparent. But beautiful playing, very good rhythmic and metric flow, and you really bind the work, the movement of this work very nicely together as a unit. I was actually hoping that you're going to go on to the next movement, but very enjoyable. I gave you a diploma. Well done. Then we had Annele, very nice and powerful playing. Nice, you play with confidence. Your sound projects well. I think you grasp the character of the piece very well. Good rhythmic control, and you already play with ease. I really enjoyed that. Just there's quite a lot of accents in that piece. I think sometimes you can place those accents a little bit more. The big word that we use for that is agogic accents. It means you do it a little bit with timing. And I think because you already play with such comfort and ease, I think you can do that, and that will make your playing even more colorful. But very good work. I gave you an honors. Well done. And then we had Gregory, the Mendelssohn, very nicely played. Again, you play with beautiful musical insight. You understand the music. I really find that when you play your first note, that you already know what you want to do with the music. You've got a very good picture of what is lying ahead and really shaping it. So you really take me on a tour, maybe through the water streets of Venice or somewhere, right, on the Gondelier. The Very nice. I like your balance. I like your voicing. You play a beautiful line. Just be careful. I do find, now I'm going to talk like a teacher, sorry, that you maybe sometimes practice too much with pedal and not always without pedal, that you only rely on the pedal to get your legato playing. I would really suggest, if you want to take your playing, which is already beautiful and very good, but up to a next level, also practice without the pedal. I find that sometimes I wrote, and it's always easier to say this verbally, I wrote here, listen carefully how the notes relate to the next ones. That all the notes, that there's never two notes in a row the same. Remember, that is something on piano where a piano can become very artificial in a way. When we play violin, the bow, the weight of the bow changes all the time. So there's never two notes with exactly the same amount of weight on the string. When you play a wind instrument, the amount of air that comes from the body changes all the time, the pressure, if I can so-called say. And we must be careful that in piano playing, that we never play 2, 3, 4, or 5 notes in a row with exactly the same sound. We should always have tension or relaxation where the weight or the arm weight actually changes. And I want you to experiment with that. I think it's really going to take your playing up to even a better level. Very good, generally good pedaling also. Just be careful to change too quick. Another thing I want you to check for me, when you play on a grand piano, pedal on a grand piano is quite different than an upright. On a grand piano, because the strings are horizontal like this, the dampers are on it, and if you change the pedal very quickly, it actually hits the string and it makes it more reverberant and actually not cleaning the sound, which is totally different on an upright piano. I want you to experiment a little bit with that. I think sometimes you change, although I couldn't see your foot, I can hear it. Be careful that you don't change the pedal too soon, too quick, that you actually let the dampers hit the string and make it even more reverberant. But very, very well played, really with good insight, good, mature playing. I gave you a diploma. Well done.